I have to give you a reason I do this. Tell you a little story. Several years back, we were hunting up there in Georgia. And me and my hunting buddy, we both killed bucks one afternoon right at dark, way down in the creek bottom. Well, it took us 2 or 3 hours to get them bucks up out of that bottom and get them back and get them in the back of the truck so we could do something with them. And so we decided, well, what the heck, let's take it down there to that local processor. We'll have him make us some salami and some smoked sausage. So we did. Took them down there, and he weighed them in and everything, gave us our receipts. And, oh, I don't know, 2 weeks later, we went back up to hunt again. Went by to pick up her sausage. I went in, give the lady my receipt. She went in the back, come out with this big old cardboard box, you know. And I had 66 pounds coming, so she's pulling them out and throwing them on the scale, pulling it, weighing it. She gets up 66 pounds, and she slides it over to this other lady, and she starts to wrapping it. Well, my buddy, he steps up, hands him his ticket. He had like 40-something pounds coming, 46, something like that. So she just starts right up where she left off, just started pulling sausage out. We're looking at each other like, you know, well, whose damn deer are we fixing to eat, you know? And I'm not saying all the processors are that way, but this particular one, he was, and I just didn't care for that. So I started accumulating things. I've got my cuber. Of course, I got my table and my cutting board and all that, and got me a real nice big commercial grinder. That's a commercial cuber, by the way. Had some friends had some of them small ones you buy at Cabela's. That's a joke. That's a joke. So anyway, I set this up and went farther. Of course, you know, I've got a smokehouse over there and make smoked sausage and summer sausage too. But this morning, what I'm gonna do, that buck I killed last Saturday, I'm fixing to cut out my steaks, make my cube steaks, and make my hamburger. Now, I'm not going to video the entire process because it'll take forever, you know. So it's going to be bits and pieces of the process of doing it yourself. You know, the big advantage is you can do it, you can wrap it the way you want it, how many pieces of meat, whatever, how many pounds of hamburger you like. But to me, the biggest advantage is this is the deer that I shot. This is the deer that I'm going to eat. So I hope you enjoy the video, and we'll get it all processed and ready for the freezer. All right, I'm going to get started, and I'll turn her back on in a minute. All right, you notice this meat's all nice and white, bleached out, looks good. It's been a week soaking in this ice. Now the reason I do that is to get the blood out of my meat. Don't care for blood in my meat. Keep the plug pulled every day. Drain that out. That's tenderloins. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out all my meat that I want to cube first and make my cube steak, because I have one more process of bleeding it out that I go through before I make it into, you know, before I put it in the freezer. Of course, we all know what that is. I'm kind of particular about my meat, the way it tastes, the way it finishes out. I know I've had friends say, oh, you don't want to soak your meat in water, you get bacteria. Well, that's true. But the ice I buy from an ice plant, and it's made with chlorinated water. So I figure that chlorinated water will take care of any bacteria. But as you can tell, it's not all blood and red, because all the blood is drained out of this meat. To me, it makes a big difference in the way it tastes. But some people like that, so that's what you like, and so be it. But it's just not my cup of tea. nice piece of off the ham. I believe that's where you get your sirloins from. I ain't a butcher, so heck, I don't know. All right. Everything left in there is shoulder meat, thing, you know. Well, there's another big piece of ham. Yep. All right, well. I'll take that and I'll cut into it and get all my steaks cut out, and then of course whatever's scrapped out will go back in and go into my hamburger. All right. All right, generally speaking, I try to cut these steaks about 1 inch thick, give or take, you know. And what that does is when they go through that cuber, it flattens them out pretty good, because I double cube 2 directions. You know, try to get off what little bit of sinew I can. Not that important because the cuber takes care of it. But that makes a mighty fine steak right there. Let's see if we can, I'll grind one for you right quick. All right, here we go. And I went through that way, I'll turn it over, and I go back. It pulverized the pudding out of that. That's a tender piece of meat right there now. All right, I'm gonna get it all cut up before I go to grinding. So, get that done first. All right, I got them all, the ham's cut up. Now, this is my other little deal I like to do. Got little bitty legs on it. Lays down here in the bottom of this tray. Holds it off the bottom. What that does, the meat doesn't sit in blood. It lets the blood drain out. I just don't like blood in my meat. But you got to be careful. Don't let this thing grab you. But it pulverizes the pudding out of it. It's going in almost 1 inch thick. It comes out about 1/2 inch thick, and of course it's bigger. Nice steaks off of that ham. That's a pretty good meal right there now. Alright, I'm going to grind this meat up, and then I will cut up my back straps and cube them also. And I want to keep them separate from the hams. Well, as you can see, I got a right smart amount of steaks off of those 2 hams. Nice big round steak there, cubed up nice. When you double cube it 2 different directions, man, that makes it tender. All right, now I'll take this. I got a refrigerator out on the porch there. I'll set it in that refrigerator. Let it set till late this evening, and what blood is left in it will be drained out in that pan, into this pan, and that little shelf there be holding it up. And makes for better meat as far as I'm concerned. You know, get that blood out of it as much as you can. But you could pretty well take your dentures out and eat that piece of meat right there, because it'll be tender. You hear me? All right, I'm gonna cut up my back straps and cube them up too. All right, I'm gonna take my back straps. And the smaller ends are usually a little bit tender. So I'll cut that off. Set that off to the side. Do the same thing over here. Now what I do with that, I'll keep that whole, freeze it whole like that. And then we cut it into steaks when we get ready. We take and cut it in a steak about 1.5 inches thick, and split it, stick a jalapeno pepper in there, one that's been pickled, wrap it up in bacon, and grill it. Makes your tongue want to slap your brains out. Alright, I'm going to try to get some of this sinew off of here. Basically, you got to get up under it. This old sinew is what makes the meat tough. That's what makes it tough. Even though you cube it, they got quite a bit of, on these back straps. You know, that's the main muscle what holds him up. That part I put in my hamburger. Alright, now I'm going to cut her into steaks and I'll cube them. A lot of times I'll take them and cut them at an angle. Tends to make them bigger. A lot of people think I'm crazy cubing up a back strap, but you know, it all goes to the same place. It all eats good. Just a little easier for mama. You know what I mean? All she gotta do is take it out of the pack and fry it up in gravy, and we go to town. Alright. I'll get this all cut up. I'll get it all cut up into pieces and run it through the cuber, and then we'll start making some burger. Alright.